Hello out there. This is Monica with the Body Electric Supplement. It is here you supercharge, or we, our lives. All right, um, I made a video a few years ago about ending a toxic friendship, relationship, with somebody who works with me. So I strongly suggest you watch those videos. I will link them. However, this is an update. It's taken a while, but this person is finally being let go. Um, the irony is like one of the things of many things that this person did. It they're still not learning their lesson, but then they want all of this, energy drawn to them. So at least they're being truthful. So first of all, they've been let go from a position. Ooh, hi, Philly Cat. Hi. So I'm updating some folks on, there's some videos I made about ending a toxic friendship. And in this case, it was a toxic person who I work with. And this person has been, their position has been terminated at the end of the school year. And I had a feeling based on sometimes when we get emails from like our principals and stuff, you can read between the lines kind of thing. I'll just say that. So so the person has been going around telling, what happened, what went down finally, even though I kind of had a feeling already. Um and I mentioned to my teaching partner this morning, it's like, yeah, she should have been let go years ago, like years ago. And then she said, my teaching partner over there was saying, yeah, that's what the principal told her. I was like, yeah. I mean, and I'm going to tell you one of the many things that she did. So she decided she wanted to film another coworker because she was mad that they were making, well, on paper, the same amount of money. And she just assumed that she should be the one to tell people that they're not working and have video proof of it. And not only did she do that, she went and passed it around half the school showing this information. There were so many things that just made my skin crawl at hearing about this. I was one of the last people to hear about it, quite honestly, because I don't deal with gossip. I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to do the right thing for these kids out here in these streets. So I'm not doing those kind of things, even though she was my friend. Okay. So I was one of the last people to hear about it. It like seriously made my stomach turn to hear about this because the person that she filmed was also non-binary, number one, and secondly, none of her business because we're under contracts as educators, and if you're being let go, which she has been, you still have to work your contract. Now, how you do that, that's up to you, and that was the situation at the time. So, mind your business, basically. And now she's terminated. She's still working because she has to deal with her contract. So, that is the irony of the thing that she did. And she's so in the head not to even realize that in order to keep your severance, you got to be quiet and not say anything. Because she's lucky I don't go over there right now and tell them that she's going around telling folks, because she could be let go right now and get no severance, zero severance. Okay. So yeah, so there's that. And then as the year is ending, she's doing all the things that other person was doing. They're not showing up for work, coming in late, um, taking extra days off, probably to look for another job. Um, just now we were over having a quick meeting to figure out report cards really quick with certain teachers because certain teachers have certain responsibilities. She's walking in saying, "Are we having a meeting?" I was like, "Man, nobody's got time for you. We'll get you caught up. You're already fired. We already know this," kind of thing. And I do a newsletter, a part of my responsibilities as an educator. And this year, I don't know if I have one, a copy of one right here at my desk, but a copy of a kind of more kid-friendly newsletter because, we have to keep up communications with our parents and families and things like that. And I thought this year would be kind of fun to do it in a way where kids would want to read it. So I've already had my year-end meeting with my principal, debriefing, all that kind of stuff. And I showed her, yeah, so this is it. So I showed her my newsletter that I came up with this year, template. So there's nothing on here. I'm just making sure there's nothing on here that's like, okay. So yeah, so something like this. And hard copy print out for the kids to put in their little folder or whatever. So it's like a little two-pager. So we have to do the newsletter anyway. So I was like, let's just make it kid friendly kind of thing. And we've been using it all year. And so my co-teacher, she was making some copies of the newsletter for this week. And our good old friend was, snooping around, I guess. And she was like, can you show me how to make one of those? And then my coworker was like, well, actually, Monica made that. I have already cut ties with her years ago. Like, I don't talk to her unless I have to. Like, have to. Okay? So she already knows, don't come over here talking to me. Come over here, don't ask me nothing. Okay? Because that was the one thing I just mentioned here in this video. That's just one of the things that she has done that I don't want to be attached to her. I don't want to be associated with her. That's why I was like, professionally, no, I don't want to be around somebody who does that and think that I am like that too. That's why I talk about this a lot on my channel, meaning you are the company you keep. If you want to be around messy people, then people will think you're messy too. Okay, quite honestly. So, and they have real life consequences. But because she is a woman of the creamy descent, she's been here way too long. And nobody said anything. They should have been saying something right then and there. She should have been gone. You know. But, like I said, finally, because she's been such a problem for a lot of other people now, like to the point where, like, it can only happen for so long. Enough people just stop talking to her, dealing with her. Eventually, we can't keep you here, ma'am. You can't work with anybody. Like, you're always, like, But anyway, I don't want to get, all hot and bothered on my lunch break because I'm trying to do some stuff. I'm trying to get together, like my student teacher, she graduated last night. We have not seen her yet. She'll be back next week to, have some fun with the kids. But I've already like started printing out some things for her, and I'm making a book. So I'm doing the fun stuff. Okay. Yeah, I cut her out completely. Like, I mean, I have to deal with her because I work with her. But when she's gone, that's it. Wish her well in her life, but it seems as though she has not learned her lesson. She never will. She's in her 40s, unfortunately. I'm not saying because of her age, but sometimes you get tired of being tired in life, right? When will it be for her to where she looks at herself really and truly and self-reflect and just do better? She is not, it seems. I don't know. But anyway, so, I want to celebrate my student teacher. She's my first student teacher, and she was amazing. I sent our principals a recommendation. Unfortunately, they've already hired some folks, but I just told her, it's like, you will be hired. She is amazing. She is so kind and sweet. We need more teachers like her. And it's really inspiring me to definitely take on more student teachers in the future. I don't know if I will next year, but if they ask, I will say yes because, listen, I've been teaching, this is year 19. And if I have to have any kind of legacy, a legacy of teaching teachers and teaching kids and, that kind of thing, that's kind of why I got into the profession. It's like, I want to contribute to society and I like kids. So yeah, but But yeah, when toxic people get what the day they've finally earned, okay, finally earned. But yeah, it was very interesting. Like I said, I literally just told like I said, my coworker this morning. She I don't know how oh yeah, because she was already just being weird. This other person towards her, towards a lot of people, just rude, disrespectful, all kinds of things. But because she's a woman of creamy descent, somehow she gets away with it. Okay, and nobody says anything. And that's yet another thing. It's like you got to set your boundaries out there, people. Set your boundaries. If more people had their boundaries and they set them and they kept them, then actually more people actually would benefit, in my opinion. More people would self-correct and more people would do right, by others. I'm just saying. But sometimes we are people pleasers. Sometimes we're like, I don't want to cause any problems. It's like, but it's not a problem. It's like, it's a boundary that somebody's tap dancing all over, and they should not be. Okay? And then before I go, looks like they're probably coming back in any moment now. So I have one kid. We're trying to get them ready for, of course, it's Mother's Day. And I hope realize that teachers, nurses, and moms all share the same week. Why do we have to do that? Like, why are we doing this? We deserve our own week. Not to say that I'm not willing to share, but I'm just saying. But anyway, so it's Teachers Week, Nurses Week, and the ending Mother's Day. So, the child, she made an extra one and gave this to me. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm teacher mommy, school mommy, I guess. I don't know. So I'll take it. I believe in kid magic. I love you. I believe in kid magic. All right, with that I say, yeah, creamy descent. Because the algorithms be out here doing the thing, so I don't want to, I don't want to get into any trouble. But anyway, with that I say, take care, y'all, and say hello to your mama, unless she's toxic, okay? All right, bye.